Previously on Aspiring Dungeon Master.
Trudging along the barren countryside when you hear a low, distant rumbling. A moment later, the ground beneath your feet starts shaking. Horrible insect-like creatures burst from the ground. So as this thing is digging down, Jarrell brings his staff onto the back of it. Krava swings towards its head, and Galavan pierces it through the face and Galavan removes its head, so now Galavan has an Ankheg Heg on a shish kebab as it collapses into a grave that it has dug for itself.
Now you can do it.
Watch your mouth with my brother.
Krava hits
Watch who
Galavan
you're
on the
talking
head with the
to.
breastplate.
Don't insult people. Hey.
Who was talking to people? Oh, I'm sorry. I suppose I should ask your village.
Will all of you stop?
Not until
You
we
are acting
apologize.
like... Shush! You, all three of you, are acting like children.
I'm broken, I'm bloody. And then I'm going to use my ASMR ability to sprout wings and light. And my skin glows. I gain a fly speed of 30 feet for 1 minute. And I deal my level and radiant damage to any spell target or melee damage target. And then I'm going to cast Command as an action on Kami, telling you to fuck off. I'm going to fly 15 feet up, and then I'm going to start flying back the way we came.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. It's Aspiring Dungeon Master.
Galavan to come back.
Click is my favorite
Adam
Sandler
Sandler movie.
I was just gonna say like onomatopoetic.
It's
but
my
all
favorite
right.
movie with that guy who sings in the Jungle Book, the live action.
What was it?
Shut. If
I
you
think
ever
it was
talk
on-
about Christopher Walken like
It
that,
was
I'm
on
gonna
My
throw you
Brother
at
and
this
Brother
part
and
out.
Me.
Need
But they were
more
like,
cowbell.
the tagline of Click is "This is the movie Click," so it's just Click. This is the movie Click.
I love that.
This is the movie Click. The what? The movie Click.
It's like that movie Donkey, and it has underneath it from the creators who saw Shrek.
Alright, so now that the audience has had this look into our lives,
Also, both episodes have started with me telling Adolfo I'm gonna throw him out a window.
and in game, if there was a window there, I would
And
just set
both
up a
games have
wall
started
with a
with us
window
talking
in it.
about Shrek.
So
For some stupid reason. Okay,
if you
gotta
missed
be
the
quiet,
last
though.
episode, there was already a recap, so you just listen to that. Moving along, there's been a lot of drama here that I think
Tensions
we need.
have come to a head.
All these figurines are still here. So, Galavan has just flown away. He's taken his ball and left. You will only fly for a minute, though, and after that you have to either plummet or land.
I'm gonna land. I mean, I might not know that I have a minute to fly.
You didn't even know 2 seconds ago that you could fly.
I know. Which is gonna make landing really weird.
So you've used your divine powers
To heal myself
to
for
heal
18
yourself
HP.
for 18 hit points, and
Completely.
yeah, that's with your Azamar ability, right?
Yeah, because I use 15 from Lay on Hands from Paladin, and then I have 3 because it's 1 per level for Azamar.
As Galavan just burst into a glowing white light with a pair of luminescent wings behind him, told Kami to fuck off.
Literally.
Kami's over in the corner masturbating right now, and then flew Superman
Big ol'
away.
anime titties.
I did. I did
But
it
not
Superman
as fast.
style. A lot slower.
Just there was some wind. Flows away. So what are you guys doing now? Except for Galavan.
Before anybody can say something, Kami says, "I'm sorry." It's Jarrell.
I mean, Jarrell's still freaking out. Hold on.
He's still on
He's
fire,
still on fire.
so you're
I'm-
taking 4 points of damage
No,
every
I'll take it.
second that you stand
What?
next to him.
Okay,
I'm
well
gonna
then
step
wait.
back.
I'm gonna take a
To
second.
get out of the range. Jarrell, stop!
We just learned a
Basically,
lot about people. Oh yeah, I'm gonna
when,
tune out. I'm just gonna watch.
when my scourging ends, I'm basically going to have been in so much pain that I will be almost unconscious
Alright.
on the ground.
Are they just? Are you just waiting for this to subside?
I'm telling him, I'm like yelling like.
It's probably the
Jarrell,
best
stop.
thing for them to just
Yeah.
wait it out because
But they're not like doing anything.
No,
They're just
I'm yelling,
screaming.
stop, calm down, like stop.
Or just
Freaking out.
Krava's like freaking out,
So-
trying to put
Dude,
out
stop.
this literal anxiety fire.
he's on fire.
Wait.
So is he still on fire or is he unconscious?
Until it ends, which is a whole minute.
Before we continue, you can turn off the mic if you need. But
I'll just cut it out.
we're good at the level we're at now, but we can't yell anymore because the staff's getting kind of like,
Did they say something to you?
they've given like a few
Okay.
looks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we just gotta be polite.
Mm.
So, but we're good. Keep going. Sorry.
All right, we'll talk at this level.
Leaning closer.
So you're unconscious, or
Yeah, I'll be basically unconscious on the ground because I've been in. It's, it hurts a lot.
so I'm gonna walk over and make sure that you're not dead.
Same.
Go for your pulse.
We're gonna both be like, is he okay? He was on fire for a minute.
Thanks.
Is he okay?
Also, after
It's
this
fine.
minute, Galavan, your wings have disappeared. Did you land before they disappeared?
I'm gonna say in character no, and I'm 15 feet in the air. So I take a d6, right?
Alright, you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as your wings disappear. You have this brief, as you drill your face right into the ground.
Shit.
Scorpion yourself.
Wait, did you use the your lay on hands or no?
No, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
good.
at 20, now I'm
I
at
was like, he
17.
just lands unconscious.
Alright, and then back to you guys.
I'd be dead. We wouldn't find you.
He's alive.
Okay. What just happened?
A lot of shit, and I like sheath my sword and I grab my arrows.
No, you guys can. I'm gonna cast Heal-Link on myself.
Did Galavan get wings?
Who cares? And I'm zoned out and I'm just collecting my stuff.
Yeah, you can fuck off. I go to like wake Jarrell. Like, Jarrell? Jarrell, are you okay?
A mild shaking would wake you, even if you were unconscious.
I don't know what happened. I just felt like I was burning from the inside.
Yeah, buddy, I felt that one too.
I'm sorry, did I hurt you?
Doesn't really matter. I'm glad you're fine. Sorry for the squabble. He disrespected my village that got, murdered, and that I don't think that too lightly.
I just don't understand why he said those things.
You and me both.
He's a brat, that's why. I come back towards the group after I've collected my stuff.
No, I don't think he's a brat. I just he's troubled, as we know, and
Trouble's
There's no-
not half of it. Come now. You know.
I think we just don't understand him yet. It was my mistake for believing I could.
I guess it was all of ours. You need rest. At least a little to be getting on your feet.
Nah, I would agree. I think so.
Good. You two rest here. I put a hand on your shoulder and I whisper, I'm sorry to you. And then I walk into... Is there a forest nearby?
No. It's
No?
a bunch of empty hills.
Okay. I'm gonna walk away into like the fields and just like I say I'll be back.
Alright.
And I'll be back. I'm
Has to
sorry.
make good on his promise to fuck off.
Yeah, I'm going away from the group. So
I want to talk to Jarrell. I see where you came from, where you boomed your voice somehow. Good reasoning behind that, and I'm sorry for,
Well,
almost killing Galavan or knocking him unconscious, whatever.
well, I forgive you.
Just got the better of me, I guess.
I understand.
I think we should.
Where is he? Where did he go?
Last I checked, the sky was
Turn
turning
off that way, right?
orange. I was getting burned from you being on fire for a whole minute, and I think he flew off. Apparently, he has wings,
Camden's
Oh.
walking up and is now licking your
So
face.
My
and
hello,
you burst into
Camden.
a glowing fire. You were radiating light from your mouth and eyes and yourself.
It must be from my heritage.
Heritage.
I'm an Azimar, and so is Galavan.
Oh.
My
I didn't hear him say that.
Whatever you think that means.
If he flew off, then my suspicions were correct. He must be one of the protectors.
Well. Are you some
It's-
kind of angel then?
Sort of, in a sense. There are different ways for Azimars to come to be. It can be from bloodline, or they could have been blessed by a deity. It was believed upon my birth I was blessed by Bahamut. So that burning inside me must be Bahamut's fire.
Well. You learn something new every day, I guess.
Yes. I wonder if maybe Galavan's troubles had to do with his nature, or
Please continue. I'm enjoying this so much. Adolfo's just an immature child.
Coming from the 18-year-old. No, I'm kidding.
I pet Camden's mane as I'm kind of leaning on her. I
How
feel
was-
weak.
Camden faring from that battle we had before our battle.
She seems to be doing all right. I've made sure that she's kept healthy. It's hard for me to think right now. I still feel like I'm burning. It's hard to explain.
Do you want some water?
Yes, water would be good.
I hand him my water and
For your water skin, yeah.
yeah.
That's another word for his dick.
This has 15 AC.
Lots of water.
I think my let me
It's like
read
a
the
cucumber.
after effects of just Scorched Azimar in general.
Let's play D&D as porn stars. Sorry, I'm going up on one joke.
You mean bars?
There you go.
True. See, when Kami's by himself, he thinks of some.
You get a bard who just performs but with sex. A prostitute.
Are all
bard.
prostitutes bards?
All you need is the performance
Um,
check, and then dexterity
I-
would probably help.
Feel as if it's hard for me to focus now. Like I don't know. Like I have to vanquish something, but I can't. I need rest. I need to sleep.
I think we all do.
So I'm going to set up a bedroll and ready camp. But I find it hard for myself to think about. My mind is going in many different directions all at the same time. So I mainly just set up a bedroll. I make a half attempt to make a campfire, and then I just
I
lay
help
down.
with that. Yeah.
In the course of Jarrell setting up his campfire, Krava, your ears perk up as you hear sort of a growling, roaring animal noise of some sort of creature just over the hill to the west.
This is going.
Okay. So let me see.
Oh, it's fucking big.
Yeah.
I hear it. I'll go check this out. And I ready my hand axes.
All right,
Remember
you're going over the hill.
Yeah.
before I go to sleep. Remember your whistle.
I have a whistle.
Yeah, you have a whistle
Will do.
that you've just left off of it.
Okay. So
So sorry, Kami.
We all
Actually,
have
I'm giving
whistles.
you one.
yeah. Now I ready 2 javelins. I'm ready those.
2 javelins.
Yeah, I'm just like.
All right. So you're. What are you doing?
Little finger man. Don't pay attention to me. Just-
What is Kami doing off in the
I have
field
things
by
for
himself?
coming to do. I'm just waiting for you to be
If I
available.
find something dangerous,
All right,
I'm gonna throw my.
you're going up over this hill.
Throw both of them.
Everyone is going off into 4 different directions.
It's
right
gonna
now.
be.
It's
I'm
basically.
so excited though. It's
I'm
like
DMing
TV.
4 separate single player games.
It's TV for you, Kastani.
Exactly.
I have.
Can you make a TV character for DR that just watches other people play D&D?
I have to do
For
something
a critical
long time
role
coming.
TV. So you crest the
I
top
have to
of
do
this
something
hill.
that's
Are you
been a
sneaking
long time
or?
coming.
anything?
Yeah, I'll sneak.
All right, make a stealth roll.
So, oh,
2.
2.
Not very good at sneaking.
Your hulking form crouching at the top of this hill.
7 in total.
Looking down, there is a small, not really a lake, more of a 20 or 30 foot wide pool of water, like a watering hole, that at the base of a group of hills, where a large, thick, brown furred bear is drinking from on the other side of the pool, and it notices you and looks up and then goes back to drinking the water.
Tame it. Make it your pet. Grapple check. And lay it
I
on.
just keep watching it. Can I do another?
It's drinking.
Does it still notice me there? Yeah.
Yeah, it knows you're there.
Okay, I just keep watching it. I'm like, interesting. So graceful.
We can get it at the next town, I'm telling you. You don't have to kill this power bear.
You're not there.
I'm just watching it.
Grava is alone with this bear.
I'm impressed with its sheer power.
Kami,
Gra-
he has a little voice
the bear,
of Kami in
the
his
bear
head,
looks
his
back
con-
up at
his
you and
conscience.
sort of locks.
Yeah.
The bear looks back up at you and sort of makes eye contact with you as it stares up the hill.
I stand up.
The bear stands up on its hind legs, sort of raises its chin as it looks at you.
I just kind of keep looking at it.
It drops back down to all four. And it starts padding around the pool and then up the hill. It's about 20 feet away from you now.
I start walking down towards the lake.
You're gonna walk down towards the bear?
Yeah. Well, towards the lake to get some water.
Just past the bear?
Yeah. And if it tries to attack me, I'm gonna throw my javelins at it, but it's ready. I'm kind of on edge, but I'm gonna respect it. Just like, okay, I'm just gonna get some water.
You walk down, keeping your distance from the bear?
Yeah. Respectfully.
It's like watching you, sniffing at you. Seems to be sniffing towards your bag as you walk around it down towards the lake. And it's walking right up towards you.
I pull out some of my rations and toss it on the ground.
Alright. Make an animal handling check.
We might have a bear pet?
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
14.
14.
Roll low, roll low.
So, this bear, you take out some of the, meaty, dried meat, and you, toss it out to the bear. And you've just created a bear dependent on humans for food and will begin encroaching on towns and villages, and eventually you'll be killed by the militia because it's putting people in danger. The bear comes up and he eats this meat, and it walks a little closer to you and sits down next to you and is looking around.
I go to
Be bitten by the
Make another animal handling check.
You can also some inspiration.
5 inspiration. Can I
Alright.
use my 1 inspiration
Yep.
to try again? 19 plus 2. Natural 21. Oh, yeah.
Oh, remove
The
one
bear-
inspiration, don't forget.
Yeah.
Pushes its head against your hand.
Oh.
And you pet it a bit.
Or like, is it shedding?
No, it's not shedding.
Oh, Kara-san.
You just want bear fur?
Yeah. Can she pet it?
So cute.
The bear stands up on all fours again. Moves over to the edge of the water. Takes a drink of the water.
I take another drink. Or I guess I gotta drink.
Fill your water skin.
Yeah, I fill it up next to the bear.
Alright.
The
And
bear
then
is
the bear
actually
walks
a
back
druid.
around the pond
It's a druid
and
woman.
it starts walking up the opposite hill. And it stops at the top. It looks back at you.
Oh!
And then walks down the rest of the hill.
Awesome.
Congratulations, you just had communion with the bear.
Come
I
back.
think that was
You just
badass.
had bear Passover.
Yeah.
It's actually bear Hanukkah right now.
That was actually a bear over.
That's kind
So-
of offensive.
I just go
What?
back to.
My cousins are
Bears.
Jewish, yeah.
I just go back
Also
to
Chinese.
Jorel with the
I'm
newly,
offensive to
with my newly filled water. It's gonna go back to Jorel.
What's Kami doing in this field?
So Kami
so
just
cute.
He's walking out to the field. He takes off the holster of his sword, so he has the sheath in hand, and he finds a quiet place, and he kind of just sits down and puts the sword in front of him, and he just meditates for a little bit. And after a while, he starts to talk to himself, and he's like, he goes and he's like, "Okay, if you really are real, give me a sign." And he's just waiting for a sign.
God.
Sign, everywhere.
No,
sign.
nothing. Seriously?
Can you roll something?
Make a religion check.
Yeah.
You
I
want
think everybody should use their inspiration right now.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Fuck.
It hit the
Um,
thing.
It did hit the thing. That's a 7.
7.
Just wasted my inspiration to get more inspiration.
I gotta say.
Get some religious inspiration.
It's a quiet field. There's a light breeze.
And he starts to cry.
Oh.
And he's just looking up. He's like, first him, and now the rest of them. And he's just sitting there, looking at the sky.
I'm shook.
But Kami, you are God.
Don't you see? You were God all the time.
And then I just go,
Maybe the real God was the friends you made along the way.
Oh, no, that's not. Better not be a metaphorical treasure, like friendship.
and he kind of just looks around, and he's looking at all the trees and stuff. And he looks up again. He's like, "Come on, give me a sign, god damn it, you damn it!"
You damn it.
And he's still waiting.
Give him a sign, Kalimvor.
And at this moment, a shadow quickly passes over you from the south heading north. And then another, 2 more, and another. And you, make a perception check.
I was headed north.
Where's my perception?
That's following me.
That is
Guys, come on.
wisdom. So which one?
16.
Alright, 16. You turn around and look at where the shadows were headed, and you see, and all 3 of you can actually see now, because there are 5 fucking massive birds flying north. And Kami, with your perception check, you see what look to be humanoid riders on top of them, wearing blue armor and white cloaks.
Do I see it?
Yeah, you see the birds.
Do I see the people?
You don't see the people where you are.
Okay.
I grab my sword and
Well, I was asleep.
I stand up. I wipe the tears off me. I'm like, "We'll be back." And he runs, and he goes back towards the group, and he's like, "We have to move.
Yes.
Now.
Did you see those?
Yes, now." And I just start darting towards the
Can I
direction
just
that
pick
they were
up
going.
Jarrell and put him on my back?
I was going.
Yeah.
Can I like throw Jarrell across my shoulders?
Damn it, we didn't even
Start
take a
carrying
rest.
Nope. I've consumed all of my spell slots except 1.
Is he
Well,
still
depending
resting on
on,
my
yeah,
back?
depending on how long Krava was taking, I rested some.
Yeah, like I just
Was that considered a short rest?
As you guys... No.
Okay.
Okay. You could have probably just woken me up and I'd get
That rest probably lasted about 10 minutes.
Okay.
just commune with the bear.
So have you kept walking during that
Yeah,
time
I've
also?
been walking towards Albert, just
Um,
kind of stumbling.
As you guys are getting packed up and ready to go, also, you see in the distance 2 of these birds turn around and come back towards you. And as they draw closer, you can see that these blue and white cloaked riders, these blue armored white cloaked riders, are riding atop giant vultures that swoop down low to the ground, then fan their wings out as they come to a stop several 30-40 feet away from you. And the riders dismount.
No weapons.
No
No
weapons.
weapons.
They don't have their weapons drawn either.
Yeah.
I'm awake now, aren't
Yeah,
Mm.
you should probably be.
Yeah, we were packing up our stuff to go.
I? Okay. So,
Big.
I would have just put the bedroll back where I got it from.
The riders each pull off their helmets. Both are very fair-skinned humans. One is a male with short-cut brown hair that's been trimmed very neatly. The other pulls off their helmet, and a roll of blonde hair falls out from their. It's a guy. No.
I know.
And this blonde woman pulls off her helmet and sets it on her side and says, "Hail, travelers! Did you see some strange weather occurrences out this way?"
Yes,
Yes.
we have.
Who are you?
Sorry, I'm going to retcon that.
Yes!
Retcon what I just said because I wouldn't have noticed it because I was in
Right, you're
agony.
freaking out.
I ask, who are you?
We are the Feathergale Knights from the Spire, just a few miles further south.
Oh, you're the Feathergale.
Yes, my name is Savra, and this is Jonton.
I need to remind myself of what I needed to do at the Feathergale Spire.
You were looking for a noble girl.
Yeah.
Her mother was worried about her.
Last name
A
was
noble girl named Savra Bellabronta.
Oh, so this is her.
Are they both? What's their names again?
Savra and Jonton.
And Jonton.
I'm not gonna write this down because I don't
You
exist. Oh yeah, here's my name guide so I remember who's playing who.
All right, Savra.
Hey, you spelled it right.
Yeah.
Oh, Savra.
Sabra.
Savra, yes, Savra.
And the Brontons and the Durenbolts are aligned with each other, aren't they? Because I mean, she came to
you
me.
You recognized her mother.
Yeah.
She just sort of met you on the streets outside. It's not like there's any sort of alliance between your families.
Okay.
It's just like, Waterhavian nobles. They go to social mixers and everything. So your
Yeah.
parents might be friends.
I was just wondering if I've ever met Savra before.
You might have seen her before. Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
If you at one of those parties you were forced to go to.
Yeah. Definitely was.
Mom, make me go to these fancy parties.
Oh,
Bullshit.
parties.
I don't even want to be noble. Anyway.
You want to have lots of money.
Let me be an adventurer.
I mean, clearly her
Anyway.
parents are more worried
wanna
about
slap
her than
insects
yours
with
are
lightning.
about you.
Yeah. Oh, Savra, I don't know if you would recognize me, but I've come here to find you.
And
I am Jarrell. I believe our families have met each other a few times.
Jarrell, which family?
Durenbolt.
Oh, the Shepherd family.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I remember them.
So, what brings you to, why are you aligned with these Feathergale people?
Oh well, that's an interesting story, actually. But really one that we should discuss back at the Spire. We're on orders to find the source of the weather disturbance and then report back. At this point, there are now 3 giant vultures coming towards you.
You really die.
I know.
They're going to circle around you. They started coming down to land, and then you drew your sword, and they started flapping again and rose to about 40 feet in the air.
I just woke up, so I just woke up, so I don't think I saw the other ones go
No.
towards where Galavan went.
You didn't see the birds, no.
Oh, okay, so taking that one.
I hate to interrupt, but we are currently busy. We have to find I hesitate to say friend,
An
colleague
acquaintance.
of ours.
Oh, did he go missing?
He ran away from us. We had a quarrel of our own.
Oh, well. I'm
Well,
sorry.
yes, all 3 of you had a quarrel.
In my
If I
defense,
remember
Yeah.
correctly.
I give Jarl dagger eyes.
in my defense, he started it.
Anyway,
In no one's defense, it was the group.
we've
Whether or
all-
not you're a part of that, you can make your own decision.
Oh shit.
Well,
Calm down.
I am part of the group,
so happy.
honey. And if you remember, I am your friend. Remember
Hey,
your
hey,
wife?
hey.
Jarell. Savra speaks up. Johnson, by the way, has been keeping sort of amused and put off expression as if this is all just not something he really wants to be a part of. And Savra says, maybe you could all calm down. The Spire is going to be having a feast tonight in honor of the 10th year of the Feathergale Society. You would all be welcome to join us there. It's a long way to any other town or village.
Well, count me in.
Sounds like a quaint idea.
And perhaps the other
nice.
scouts will find your friend.
At this moment, you hear a whistle.
You don't, because
Damn.
it's been 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm gone.
And you've been walking 30
Never
feet
mind.
every so
Every 6 seconds for 10 minutes.
300 times 3,000 feet away. You're about half a mile away at this
Okay,
point.
never mind.
But you, Galavan will be joining us.
Also, Galavan wants their help all of a sudden.
I was saying it as a joke, but it wouldn't have happened anyway.
Our friend ran off after the other two quarreled with him.
You started it.
It doesn't matter who started it. All four of us have tried dying for each other. Didn't you notice that?
Well, I communed with the bear. By
Well,
the way,
well, that's
we
very
shared
nice.
a pond water.
Oh, that's interesting. We'll have to talk about that.
And I had a talk with an absent deity, and I start to walk towards the direction of the spire. Whether or not whatever our mission or what it is, we must continue.
But yes, our friend,
I'm going away from you guys.
our friend Galavan is a paladin of sorts, and I'm not sure which direction he went. Do you? I'm kind of looking to both of you. Where did
He's
he
gone.
go?
That way, and I point the way he flew
Towards
off
the
to.
north. Yeah.
He flew that way.
Oh, all right. If you could get some men out in that direction to
Oh, yeah,
bring
we
in-
have 3 other scouts that went on that direction.
I turn around as I hear this and like, are you sure you want to risk their lives?
Our knights are very capable soldiers. What are they risking their lives against?
He is a Azamar.
Apparently.
He's a protector and
A paladin who has lost his coping mechanism.
He's very agitated at this moment, so it's likely that he may attack in a fit of feeling threatened by your vultures.
Well, we can't get all of you onto the 2 vultures that we have. Jarell, do you want to, you have a horse.
You have a horse. A dead horse.
No, it's alive.
No.
If you would prefer,
Camden is what?
Camden is still weak, though.
Yeah.
If you want to climb onto my vulture and the 2 of you can maybe follow Jonton back to the spire while we go and retrieve your friend.
I think that would be a wise plan.
Yeah, that's fine.
better to be.
Together.
Better, just better to be? It means it's better that way.
Okay.
Shut up, Krava. You don't even know how to read.
Wow.
Your family died. and
Open
he
this
tells
up
you the picture.
to the giant vulture page in case someone's gonna do some dumb shit.
A phrase you can only hear in D&D. I'm gonna just turn over to the giant vulture page. That way I remember what it was.
We'll draw chalk around Galavan. That way we'll know where he was. So Galavan, there are 3 giant vultures with
Can I
riders.
roll a knowledge check to know if I know who these people are?
Roll history.
Alright. I have a +1 to history. I got a 6. Probably because I'm very aloof right now. Oh, wait, no, that's a check. That's not a save. we're good. I'm good.
Wasn't it also on checks?
No, it's just saves.
I'm pretty sure I told you all checks.
I have it
'Cause
on.
that was my purpose, to give you a disadvantage on like perception things and
I only have it written down for save. This is yeah, all of them are only on saves.
Well, add checks.
Okay. Well, I already have a 5. Do you want me to roll again?
Yes.
Well,
There you go.
Now I have a 5.
So you don't know who these knights are, but one, you're standing on guard. One of the knights calls down, "We mean you no harm."
I just stand there.
The vultures continue to circle, and the knights seem to gesture to each other like, "What the fuck? What do we do?" They say, "We are Feathergale knights from the Feathergale Spire. Do you recognize our emblems?"
I'm trying to decide what my character would do.
It's gonna be
Fuck off.
It's gonna be like 5 minutes before you and Sabra get there.
Yeah.
You mean no harm, yet you are flying above me.
We will land as soon as you mean us no harm.
I can promise nothing.
There seems to be some discussion up in the distance above you. And then one of the vultures breaks off, flies about 60 feet away from you, and lands with its back to you. And the rider slides off. There seems to be like a contraption for riding with the knees.
I don't have my weapons ready. They're just at my side.
This knight doesn't have a shield. He has a spear in one hand and a long sword sheathed at his belt, and he seems to be using the spear as a walking stick just as he walks towards you. Stops about 40 feet away from you. He says, "What is your name, sir?"
Galavan.
"We witnessed some disturbances in the weather in this area, and we're trying to find the source. Do you know what that was?"
Galavan just kind of stares off for a second. What business do you have with me?
"We are just searching for the source of a weather disturbance. Are you all right, sir?
Search elsewhere.
Do you need assistance?"
I'm fine. He puts his weapon away. And he just starts walking in the same direction he was walking before. Whether that's towards them or against them, he just continues.
The knight looks back up at the other knights. He hasn't taken his helmet off or anything. And he shrugs and starts walking behind you and says, "Sir, I think you should come back to Feathergale Spire. It's a long way off from any towns."
How close is he?
Huh?
How close is he?
He's keeping a pace of like 40 feet away from you.
You can stay with whatever your mount is. I need no assistance. I keep walking.
Shrugs, heads back to his vulture. Climbs back onto its back. You're continuing to walk away.
Mm-hmm. I just kind of stop and clutch my holy symbol and continue walking.
I'm still super disappointed in that religion bit. Wish I rolled higher.
Just try it every night.
It's gonna be a recurring thing now.
Alright. You continue to walk. He mounts his vulture and takes to the air again. The vultures circle back around and head south. Jarrell, you guys are going back with the other vulture, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are following. It takes off takes back off into the air with Jonathan on top and sort of keeps a slow pace headed south so that you can follow it.
I'm listening.
After a minute or so of flying, you and Sabra encounter 3 vultures flying back towards you that, upon reaching you, scatter, turn around, and take a formation behind Savra. And they explain, we found someone walking along the ground. He seemed to not want any assistance.
Do I hear this?
No, this is way in the opposite direction.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, that must be Galavan. I will talk with him, and I may be able to persuade him to come with us. He is a valuable asset to our journey, and he has proven himself quite mighty. I will speak with him, and I will get back with the 3 of you.
Savra nods to the rest of them, and they nod back, and the vultures trail behind and turn around, headed south again.
Where are you
You
going?
guys fly forward. You're not there.
Wait, I thought we were
You went
following...
south.
I thought we were all following
following-
together.
No,
You were
you guys are
following
going to the
Johnson
spire.
To
What?
the spire.
Yeah.
I
That's
thought
what
we
you
were,
said.
I thought we were all together.
No.
That's what you heard?
Fucking
You-
bullshit, I did not hear
You
you. I
two,
did not.
you two in Camden are headed to the spire.
Damn it.
Zarel got on the vulture with Savra and headed to find Galavan.
Yeah, that's the plan you guys agreed to.
You fucker.
You son of a bitch, you just listen.
Alright, so after another couple of minutes of walking Galavan, a vulture sweeps past you and lands in front of you, and you see a woman pull her helmet off as Jarell slides off of the vulture.
I say in Celestial, friend, where are you going?
Who is friends here?
You and me, you dummy. It's Jarell.
I'm not smiling in character. I'm sorry.
It's silly.
I'm so happy. I have no need for a party or companions, and I will be on my way.
What is your problem, friend?
I have no problem.
Yes, you do. You struck out and attacked both of the people who were willing to die for us on numerous occasions.
People. They are nothing.
They are, in fact, something, Galavan.
What?
Your friends.
I don't have friends.
Well, then why am I here, Galavan?
Oh. You do not need to worry about me. I will be fine. I will leave your things at the camp. can get
No,
back to
I
them.
believe I do. You're acting like a child. And even of someone of your age, I expect much
Do
more.
not talk
from
about
you.
my age, as if that
I
has
will.
to do with anything. This
I
is all
will.
in Celestial.
Yeah, Savra looks really confused.
She's like, what the fuck is new with
It's
that?
just angels arguing.
I
I
like
will,
Manak.
Galavan.
And
I expect so much more from you. And you
What
are...
do you expect from me? What does everybody expect from me? To be the perfect person? I
No.
cannot be that.
I don't expect you to be the perfect person. I expect you to be my friend.
The world deserves better than me. And he starts to walk.
The world would be a much darker place without our kind friend.
she's an ASMR.
What is our kind?
Azamar,
What is that?
by birth or by blood, you have divine in you. So as do I.
You know what I realized a few moments ago? That my entire life my father lied to me before he died. It was my fault, and I can do nothing about that. I can never take that back. I cannot pray to the gods to make him come back to me. They answer nothing. They are nothing. All these people, they are nothing. I work so hard, and I get nothing from it. I am terrified every time I go to sleep. And I hope that I don't wake up, but I do. And I continue. And I keep going. And all for what? Why? So people can turn their backs on me? So I can let more people die? More people die on my watch when they shouldn't. I took an oath, and I can't even keep that, and I don't know why. It's as if there's an infection in me and it's growing, and I don't know why I'm telling you this. I will make my leave now, and he starts to walk.
You need not make your leave. I have not turned my back on you. There are others who would forget you and move on, but I have come back to bring you with us, because I know you are better than this, Galavan. And I know you've had a tragic life. Yeah, we all have. But we press on, and we make the world a better place for it. We have saved the town from countless other dangers. I can't remember the name of the town.
Red Larch?
We have helped Red Larch's children be able to play freely without the danger of some specter. And we can do so much more. I've seen you grow stronger. But yet, the only person who seems to be turning their back is you.
Damn.
I love being actors.
Come with
Do you
you.
have all your flaws open that you're just keeping in front of you?
Kami and Krava, they do not want to see me.
Kami is very cross with you. That much I can tell. But I think Krava has it in his heart to forgive you. But nothing will change if you just walk away from your troubles.
I don't know how to help myself. I don't know what's happening to me, and I can promise nothing. But I will go.
Thank you.
He just kind of drops his weapons and his shield.
And I'm sure together we can find out what's been causing you so much trouble.
He just starts walking. Well, he picks them back up and stows them, and starts walking towards the bird.
Galavan, I'd like you to meet an old friend of the family, Savra. She's...
Yeah. At this point, Savra goes, I didn't understand any of that, but it sounded really deep.
In common,
Yeah,
I don't even say anything. I just nod.
In common, I'm not.
I don't say anything. I just nod, and yeah.
Yes, me and Galavan have similar heritage in the sense that we are both of Azamar. Blood or by blessing.
Wow.
And so we both know how to speak a divine language known as Celestial.
That's impressive. Well, hopefully Aris will be able to hold you both. How much do the two of you weigh? With your equipment and everything?
Whoa.
Oh, well, actually, I put basically everything on Camden, so I'm pretty light.
250.
I have it written down. I weigh 155 pounds.
You still have that shit, right?
It should be fine.
Or
Yeah, yes.
I'll toss the other one.
Yeah,
I need that for crafting.
No, but I didn't make it up.
Alright, so you guys
Maybe.
climb on top of you guys climb on top of this giant vulture, its black feathers and its bald head and everything. It's a vulture.
It's a
Ain't I
vulture.
descriptive? It's one of those
It's
vultures
weird
with
mouth.
a fuzzy white collar type of bird.
Yeah.
There are different kinds of vultures. I'm just trying to give you a word picture. And you take off and you start heading back to this fire. So, Kami and Galavan, not Galavan, and Krava, you guys follow this back, and after
Thanks, Brad.
half an hour, Jarrell and Galavan, all your words, catch up to you on top of this bird. They're flying above you. There are now 5 vultures leading you to Feathergale Spire, and you,
Can they see me?
if they look up,
I haven't even bothered
they
to look up.
see a bird.
Those are awesome. I love it.
Birds. I like birds. I don't like birds. I hate
Look
birds.
at all those
Corvids
chickens.
I like. Every other bird is a bastard, and I would. There's no situation that I like seeing a bird.
What about a Zaxby's?
You're approaching
It's dead.
the spire. This this tower is about 60 feet tall above ground level. But as those of you flying can see, and those of you on the ground can eventually tell, that is on top of the spire rising up out of a canyon.
Ooh, damn.
So there is a bridge leading across 10 or 20 feet of this chasm to the spire itself.
Gotcha.
The wind is azure. Azure always has to be the word that they use. How about cerulean? The sky is cerulean. That's a watercolor.
I know what the problem is. The sky's awfully watery.
You can hear the wind sighing through the rock formations in the canyon. Feathergale Spire rises from a pillar of rock high into the air, the tallest point for miles. It's built from white limestone and embellished in marble. The spire resembles a gleaming sword that pierces the sky. It pierces the heavens. Come on.
Very nice.
The gatehouse faces the opposite cliff. Its drawbridge, the only apparent point of entry. Tall, wide windows encompass the bottom level of the tower, absent only on the gatehouse side. A circle of open stalls rings the tower's foundation below the ground level, where it meets the rock. Above each stall, the sculpture of a hippogriff in flight leaps from the tower's base. Beneath Feathergale Spire to the east is a wide, gusty canyon yawns through the hills. So these vultures all fly up to the top of the spire, where there is a platform at the top, and the drawbridge lowers to allow you and Krava inside. You all land at the top. The vultures let their riders off and then fly away. Standing on top of this spire is a man in the same blue armor and the white cloak, with some more decoration on his armor. His helm has a slightly more decorative, like there's a pair of wings on the sides of it. This is apparently the commander or the leader. The commander of the Feathergale Knights is a well-built male in his early 50s. Embossed feather patterns ornament the plates in his armor, and his kingly cloak boasts a feathered mantle. He smooths his white blonde hair into place, then bows low before you as if you were only a lowly courtier. And he says, "Welcome to Feathergale Spire, retreat of the Feathergale Society. I am Thurl Moroska, the Lord Commander."
Lord Commander.
Very nice to meet you.
Are we all together now?
Yeah, you guys walk up through a spiral staircase. You're led to the top by a pair of knights who bring you out on the top. The vultures have dropped off their riders and then flown away to either circle above or swoop down to a stable, or they don't fit in the stables, but they might land there, or down into the canyon.
As I go up and as I take a glance at you, I'm just going.
I'm just blank.
I'm just ignore your existence completely.
I'm just like,
I whisper something in Celestial.
That's what you whisper.
he's allergic to bullshit, sorry.
What do you whisper in Celestial?
I'm sorry.
So Thurl says, "You're all welcome at the spire." And Savra says, "We found them out in the direction that we saw the weather occurrences, but we were unable to find a source for them as usual. But I have invited them to the feast tonight for the 10th anniversary of the Feathergale Society." And Thurl says, "Well, I'm sure you will all enjoy yourselves. We have quite elaborate feasts here."
How long has this weather been happening?
The weather has been lasting for the past 6 months.
So you must be the ones investigating the strange lightning coming from the ground as well.
Yes, the Feathergale Knights have, during these 6 months,
Standing by.
we used to be more of a club, but during these past 6 months we have started taking it upon ourselves to investigate the more aerial monsters. What the fuck? Alarm?
It's a truck.
Somebody, alright. We've been investigating the more aerial monsters, the strange aerial weathers.
So, I also heard there's a fog that has been erupting in the Summer Hills as well.
Ah, yes. We often get fogs in this canyon, actually. We've been unable to find any logical reason for them, though.
So, do all your riders ride vultures?
Some of them ride hippogriffs, but vultures are the common ones.
What's a hippogriff?
A
horse and
hippogriff is a creature that is bred between a horse and a griffin. It has the front half that appears to be like a bird, usually an eagle, and the back half of a horse.
Can I see one eventually?
Of course, after the feast we'll go take a look at all the hippogriffs.
Yes.
Why don't we come on down into the Great Hall?
What creature type is a hippogriff? If I need to-
A monstrosity, probably.
Okay.
Sounds like a grand idea.
You just
So,
see Kravis smirk.
He and Savra and the other knights that are there, all taking off their helmets
Oh.
and are coming downstairs. They lead you down 2 levels and then open up the doors into a large great hall.
This is a great hall.
This great hall spans the diameter of the tower. Between the overlarge windows, tapestries depict scenes of gallant knights flying on hippogriffs. So there, Cole, you would see images of the hippogriffs on the tapestries. Flying on flying hippogriffs, fighting dragons and jousting with one another among the clouds. High on the walls are the mounted heads of griffins, wyverns, owlbears, and manticores. All around.
Can I ask somebody what all those are?
A long, curved table set for a feast stretches between the hall's twin hearths. And they've got, like, the biggest thing on there is, like, a whole roasted boar sitting in the center of the table. And then you don't see any chicken or turkey. Just to specifically point that out. But most of it is the boar. Huh?
I get
They
it.
don't use birds.
No.
That's funny.
I mean, they had no problem killing the griffins, though.
Yeah.
Because they're animals.
And the chickens are
No,
intelligent beings.
they're humans.
The chickens are humans.
Don't you
Behold a man!
This is our god.
So,
Chicken Jesus.
Chickies.
you sit down at a curved table that's about 25 feet long in total. And Thurl sits at one end of it, and various other knights come to sit down. There are servants who bring in other plates and chalices of red wine are set before you.
I take my sword off of my belt and kind of lean it up against the table.
I down the wine.
Thurl was just about to propose a toast. He says, "That's fine. Bring him another wine." And they just bring you a bottle and another goblet.
I start pouring myself more, and I actually hold it up for a toast.
To the society.
To the society.
Society.
And all the other knights say it in unison, and they take their drink.
I
And sit down.
I take like a sip.
I'd like to talk to Savra. Is she sitting?
Where
Just
do
down
you
the second bottle
all
of wine.
want to be sitting?
I'm sitting by the
say
door.
this is what, 25 feet long? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So
I'm by the board.
here,
That's
we'll
delicious.
pretend that that's Thurl.
The feast is a mimic.
And you can all... so you're sitting in the middle?
I'm sitting probably next to
5, 10,
Jarrell, and that's it.
15.
Because I don't
Next to
think
Jarrell?
I don't
So
think
where's
anything-
Jarrell sitting?
Wherever Savra, next to Savra.
Because
So
I don't
maybe
think
here.
Kami and Krava are gonna like me very much.
I'm looking.
We'll make
Son of you're right in
Savra...
front of me.
Make Savra something interesting, like
A panther.
this kobold sorcerer. And then there are other knights sitting around the tables there.
Savra is very beautiful.
Yeah. So what were you saying to Savra?
I'd like to talk to Savra. So, a funny thing. I ended up in the Summer Hills after reaching Red Lodge. About 6 months ago, I told my family that the noble life wasn't for me anymore, and I needed to live on my own. So I made a mutual agreement with them to, I took my horse and left. So I've been living a life of adventure ever since. So what brings you to the Feathergale Spire?
That actually sounds very similar to my story. Living in Waterdeep got to be a very repetitive and boring situation. One day,
Yes.
I just felt the urge to pack up and wander wherever, and I ended up here. And the nights were so exciting. You get to fly around on the Vulture.
Yes.
Wasn't that fun coming back?
Yes.
And I just realized that my true purpose in life was at this spire.
Oh.
Is there food at the table?
Yes, there's a whole set
okay.
out feast for you.
I didn't know if it was like the place settings.
Break a bread
Yeah, it's
vigorously.
actually a wax roasted boar.
Anyway.
You're not supposed to eat it. It's just wax boar, wax fruit. I feel like this is a scene out of the second Wizard of Oz movie that was just terrifying.
There was a second.
Yeah, Return to Oz. It was like if they took Wizard of Oz and made it a psychedelic horror for children.
James Franco.
No,
No,
that's.
that's Oz the Great and Powerful.
I just take some bread and start eating it.
There was a witch who would cut off people's heads and replace her own with the heads of other people that she'd killed.
But
Anyway,
yes, I can agree with that wholeheartedly. I hated the politics all the time,
yes,
no matter.
Waterhaven was just... Waterhaven was not the name of it. Waterhavian politics was just a lot of unnecessary... I didn't want any part of it.
Neither did I.
He doesn't
And
even
I
eat
realized,
I'm not looking at you either.
if you remember, I used to get myself in some trouble every now and again, and I realized that
He just keeps
I just
pouring wine and drinking.
like to be free, not have to worry about the rules and who to talk to and who to not talk to. So I explained it to my parents that what would be best would be if I left home and lived my own life. And
I made sure to write home and make sure that my parents knew where I was and what I was doing.
You have?
Yes.
Tommy rolls his eyes.
Well, I ran across your mother recently, and
How is she?
she's doing quite well. She was
dead.
rather worried about you, though. She didn't know what you were doing or what was going on. She knew that you left the Feathergale Spire, but hasn't heard anything else from you since.
I didn't realize that she was so concerned. I thought that I had explained it pretty well. Maybe I should write another letter.
I would do that.
Are any of the others doing anything? Talking to anyone?
Just
I'm
eating.
just eating bread
Talking to
silently.
people about all the mythical animals and how I like. Can I?
Every time I finish a goblet of wine, I refill it.
That's what Crapper would drink.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I tell? I'm talking to
Galavan,
Kami
make a
about-
Constitution saving throw
I'm
with your
talking to Kami about how I saw
advantage.
bear in Reddit.
Up there.
Yeah.
And it just
17.
All right. You're pretty strong against the effects of the alcohol for
But
now.
you keep pouring it. Just casually.
we're having a conversation.
The thing is, when you guys whisper, we all understand it.
We're talking about something out of game, but it's
So the rest of you are just eating?
I'm gonna talk to Kami about how I saw a bear in the wild after he ran off.
What was the NPC's name? Because now I have met her and I should write it down.
Savra.
Savara.
what?
Yeah. S-A-V.
Just talk.
Oh, there it is.
Well, I sat down, we made up camp, and then I went off to go
S-A-V-R.
fill up my water skin again, gave some to Jarrell, and
Savara.
Mhm.
You say these events have been going on for
I'm
how
sorry.
long now?
I'm sorry
what?
to interrupt, but we were talking in game as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
were you?
Yeah,
they were.
we were trying
Oh.
to at least.
Were you talking to Savara?
No,
they're
we're talking
They
to
were
each
talking
other.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
Yeah.
explaining my cool experience I'm not going to share with you yet.
Well, I was talking to Savara, so who cares?
I don't. As I was saying,
Or-
Yeah, they're sitting next to each other on the other side of this massive bore. You can't even see each other.
Well, we heard this roaring noise, so I told Jarrell, I'll be back, ready to my javelins. I crested the hill, and I see a bear drinking some water. And I was gonna fill up my water skin anyway, so I walked. I see it. It sees me. I just stand there. It looks back. I think it's fine. I kind of just walk down there. It looks at me. I'm kind of keep my distance. I go to the edge of the shore. It looks at me, following me a little bit, and I take out some rations. I throw it down. It eats it. I look at it. It's in my hand, and I pet it.
You pet a bear.
Yes,
Like an actual bear.
like a big brown bear. And then I went to the water's edge with the bear. I filled up my water skin, had a drink, and then I looked at it. It looked at me. It walked up the other side of the hill. It looked back at me, really touching, and I really love bears now. I want to embody the power, grace, respect, and everything of a bear.
Interesting. How much wine have you had?
None.
We'll discuss this later.
I just told you everything.
I'm aware there's more we must discuss.
You can roll an insight check.
I don't need to incite anything. I'm just trying not to have this conversation right now.
Savara,
Yes?
how long did you say that these events have been going on?
The weather disturbances have been lasting for the past 6 months. They just started at the same time that monsters showed up in more frequency.
You found no source. Where have you been investigating?
Well, there seems to be a lot of weather going wrong with the Sumber Hills. We've been patrolling the area. Every time we see something happen, we fly out. When monsters show up, we fly out and try to deal with them. But the weather itself, we don't really know what to do about.
What type of monsters?
She gestures up to the stuffed heads above. We've been getting griffins and wyverns and manticores and owl bears.
Oh,
Owl bears.
nasty creatures.
These are no simple creatures.
No, they're all pretty nasty.
They're
And
all
this
pretty
only
weird.
But you know, they usually show up 1 or 2 at a time, and we can handle them pretty well.
Has anything else large scale happened in the past 6 months? Change of politics, change of rule, change of the land.
No. Thurl's been running this place for 10 years.
Have you,
Hopefully he'll rule it for another 10 more.
here,
Surprise.
He makes Galen makes a toast.
I gestured to him as well.
Oh, he's right here. Nobody's talking to him.
Yeah.
He's lonely.
And
There are other knights there that
Oh,
he
okay.
discusses with.
we've recently had a run-in with some characters known as the Bringers of Woe in Red Lodge. They were having a sort of meeting within their, I think it's the northern side,
Like
quarry. Yeah,
The bringers of woe?
yes.
You're speaking to Sabra still, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They were in Stone Mask.
And they brandished a symbol similar to a triangle with a line in it.
That was this.
If is there any soft serve food,
Like ice cream? I don't know.
like mashed potatoes or something?
Yeah.
I'd make the symbol on my plate and show it.
With the dirty
At
hands.
this point,
I don't reach into it. I give it a fork or something.
Yeah, but you still have dirty
I'm still
hands.
at
lawful.
this point, Thurl's face darkens. Not like literally. Not magically darkened.
He's a drow.
Go fucking get him.
Amazing.
Great evil lurks among these hills. Depraved cultists led by wretched monsters.
What kind of monsters?
Let us speak of such matters after the food has warmed our blood.
Very well.
Yes, I agree with that.
Hmm.
So I'll start eating now.
But please, honored guests, tell us of your adventures in the Sumber Hills. Let us aid you in any other way we can.
Where did they start?
Well, we fought 3 ogres.
Probably in the first session.
You're right.
We fought 3 ogres,
We did.
and then a couple days later we encountered these bug-like creatures.
That was a couple hours ago.
Yeah, a couple hours ago. And then before that, what was before that?
Fought some bugs in a cave.
What was the name of that?
Trickle Rock.
Trickle Rock.
No. The
Mango Bottle
No,
Warrior.
God damn it! Shh.
What is it?
Valkenard. The guy.
Oh, Valkanar?
Yeah, the one.
Or Volcanar? Or Volcar?
The guy that
Volcar.
that you picked up the note and the skull came at you.
Oh yes. I had that written down.
I think it's Volknar.
Our adventures together started about a week and a half ago. We all met in Red Larch.
Each with our own goals.
Yeah, Volkendar.
And these, and the Bringers of Woe you mentioned. What do you know about this group? Who wear stone masks?
Next to nothing.
Located in Red Larch mainly.
In Red Larch, you say?
They seem to have disappeared into the mines without a trace.
The the entrance seemed to be caved in, and we tried all forms of passage that we could think of that, as in putting the symbol on the cave-in or using one of their masks to enter, and nothing seemed to work.
And none of these opened.
What was more odd was it seemed that the rocks had been that way for a very long time.
But their tracks were fresh when entering the cave.
Well, you might say, and at this moment, the doors of the great hall into the stairwell fly open, and a sentry comes in and shouts, "The Magicor! It's on the move!" At this announcement, the Feathergale Knights all around the table rise as one, the feast before them unfinished, and Thurl says, "We should take this opportunity to slay the monster." From his finger, he removes a feather-patterned gold ring set with garnet and holds it aloft, saying, "A prize for the one who brings me its head!" And they all start to move. End of the episode.
Oh, damn. I'm definitely chugging my wine.
That was a fun episode.
Alright, make another saving throw with advantage.
Do I heal any?
Guys, I love all the natural roleplay. 13.
13. With
My tips.
the amount of wine that you've had, you might have some. What's the poison effect? A disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Would this eating be
Are we
considered a
comparing
short
this
rest?
to real life? I'm just wondering.
I mean, we should.
Because I can drink a bottle of wine and be fine.
In real life?
You recorded
Yeah.
You okay?
Chugging it?
But that's
And my
that's
character's
that
an alcoholic.
Wine. This is very wine.
This
Oh, I
I
see.
have, Jonah, I have
Oh,
a
is it
question.
Czar? I think
Um,
that's what it's called.
gee, fuck. I just forgot my question. Would this be considered a short rest, eating dinner?
Yeah, all of you get a short rest.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And
What do we roll for that?
episode?
What do we roll for that?
Whatever
your hit dice.
3d12.
You can roll as many of those as you want, adding your Constitution modifier per die.
As many as I want. So until I get healed.
I'm
Yeah.
not using.
Like you could roll one, add your Constitution modifier, and decide whether or not you want to use another.
3d6.
I'm just gonna...
Bye.